Welcome to Digitability, an award-winning transition and work-ready program serving schools across the country. In collaboration with Pennsylvania's Career Ready State Project. We look forward to showcasing how Digitability collaborates with schools to deliver the most innovative transition services during these uncertain times. Over the years, most school districts have complied with their transition service requirements by establishing community-based instruction sites at locations such as hospitals, cafeterias, retail sites, gardens, and more. Currently, schools can no longer maintain these visits due to the health risk. Schools are now looking to adhere to the requirements of IDEA and provide transition services in virtual and hybrid environments. Digitability is providing an opportunity to innovate how special education students are prepared for independence in this new economy. When Digitability launched, we were the first and only program in the world addressing the tech skill gap for this population.
What is the big vision?
Well, the big vision is to mobilize this large and growing population.
The tech skill gap is a disparity that still exists. It's especially poignant now, with COVID taking away the traditional means for students to receive work-ready training. Now, tech literacy stands as one of the only ways to move forward.
Hi, my name is Dana Steinwart. I am a vocational and life skills teacher in an 18 to 21 program, and I've been teaching Digitability for almost 4 years. Due to COVID, of course, I will be teaching students in person and virtually. While I am slightly overwhelmed with these new modes of teaching, Digitability is making it easier than ever. For those students I am teaching remotely, Digitability has curriculum available digitally. I can access and send virtual students the same curriculum the in-person students have. For my in-person students, I have the option to go paperless as well with digital curriculum, or for students who prefer hard copies, I can provide them with copies of the same worksheets that other students are using. Not only does Digitability curriculum get my students work ready, it makes it seamless for virtual or in-person teaching. I am really excited for this year.
Agenda.
So private information, it is information that you do not share on the internet. I'm going to show you a really short video, and then we'll have an activity.
Keeping information private. Digitability anchors its training in tech literacy for the workplace and independence. Over the years, Digitability has expanded its model to streamline all the necessary transition skills. Workplace readiness.
My role is the content manager to pack items, manage emails with production on making sure orders are filled, and collaborate with the team. My role, I was assistant project manager, and I pack items, and I collaborate with the team, and I input all incoming and outgoing orders in inventory Google Sheet.
Workplace communication. You will give feedback to your coworkers. When you give feedback, you will describe the strengths you notice, ask questions about the presentation, and Make suggestions for improvement. Giving feedback requires active listening and attention to details. Giving feedback shows collaboration and problem-solving skills.
Okay, Kevin, can you give him some feedback? I'll put the feedback sheet up here for you.
I like that how he spoke with his sentence.
Okay, and Chris M., what was his feedback for you?
He liked the way I spoke my sentence.
Right, and you tell him thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Leo, how about you give Emily some feedback? One thing you liked and one question you have for her.
Emily, I like your voice. What's your favorite website?
You too.
Great job earning a participation dollar.
Digitability teaches workplace behaviors and financial literacy through our social economy program. In the social economy, students earn virtual digitability dollars when they exhibit behaviors that will make them successful in the workplace and increase their independence. Workplace behavior through Digitability's social economy. It is important that you understand workplace expectations in detail. Workplace expectations may include the process for how you complete your task, communication with other employees, and other processes that will be introduced to you during your training.
So we're going to talk about the types of behaviors that make you successful in the workplace. So participating in the classroom makes you successful, right? Why do you think? Raise your hand for participation dollar. Joel?
It makes you gain more confidence.
It makes you gain more confidence. I like that answer, Joel. Nice job participating and earning a dollar. Destiny?
You learn new things.
You learn new things. That's right. The more you participate, the more you learn. Nice job earning a dollar. Caitlin?
So you guys do a great job at participating. And participating or contributing is a behavior that will make you successful in the workplace. Today, we're going to identify more behaviors that are going to make you successful in the workplace, such as helping, greeting others, following directions, or encouraging your peers. Greeting a guest. Yeah. To welcome or recognize a guest, introduce a friend or yourself to others. So when someone comes into your home or your classroom, Deshaun sees Terrence's mom enter his classroom. Deshaun walks up to his mom and says, "Good morning, Mrs. Watkins. I'm Deshaun. Great to have you visiting our classroom today." Another example would be David is waiting to be interviewed for a job. The HR director walks into the waiting room and introduces himself. David stands up and shakes his hand and says, "Hello, I'm David Cohen. Great to meet you." Taking a look at our checklist, I introduce myself to new students on their first day. Tavin has his thumb up. That's something that Tavin does. Way to earn your participation dollar, Tavin. Leo has his thumb up. Leo's earning a dollar. Tanya has her thumb up. She's earning a participation dollar. Brian's got his thumb up. Good job, Brian. Way to earn that participation dollar. I introduce myself to friends, parents when I meet them. So Leo's mom comes into the classroom. That means you've gotten up to introduce yourself.
Great job having your thumbs up.
Good job, Abby. Way to participate, Abby. You've earned a dollar. Tavin has his thumb up. Leo has his thumb up. Brian's got his thumb up. Way to earn a participation dollar, Brian. The teacher wraps up the do now activity. She tells the class that it's time to move into math groups. Vincent immediately responds, "Oh no, not math groups." Ugh. What is Vincent doing in that scenario that is a problematic behavior? Tavin has his hand up. Emily has her hand up. Brian has his hand up. Yasha has his hand up. Great job, Yasha. Yasha, in this scenario, is Vincent complaining and whining?
Yes.
It's a yes. Very good, Yasha. Way to earn your participation dollar.
Awesome. Awesome.
Awesome. So proud. The teacher starts asking a question. Before the teacher finishes and calls on any of the students, Vincent calls out his answer. What problematic behavior is Vincent displaying there? Tavin has his hand up. Emily has her hand up. Daisy has her hand up. Brian has his hand up. I see Tanya's ready to roll. Juan's got an answer. Abby's got an answer. Oh, full participation, guys. Emily, can you go ahead and tell us or show us what behavior he's displaying?
Interrupting.
Great job, Emily. Way to earn your participation dollar.
Financial literacy through the Digitability social economy. What is compensation? You know, having a job means earning money. You know, earning money is an important part of having a job. Compensation is the money you earn when you complete tasks assigned to you at work.
All right, so we have our CFOs here ready to record any money that you're going to earn this lesson, okay? For a participation dollar, who can tell me what does personal information mean? Chris M., first tell us your sentence. What do you have there? Read that for us.
Oh, dear. I can use my Safari browser to search up what I'm looking for.
Okay, Kevin, can you give him some feedback? I'll put the feedback sheet up here for you.
I like that how he spoke with his sentence.
Okay, and Chris M., what was his feedback for you?
He liked the way I spoke my sentence.
Right, and you tell him thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
How many do you have for Yanni? I have 3.
Okay.
I have 3. I gave everyone for the thumbs
That
up.
sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. How about for Justin? How many dollars did Justin earn?
5.
I had 4, so I didn't get some. All right.
Okay. And how many did Kevin earn?
Kevin also got 5.
Good job.
And Beck got 2.
Yeah. Back with 2. All right. All
Good
right.
job, guys.
Time on our next.
Digitability will also release an online banking system later this year. Students will be able to log into their Digitability bank accounts to pay bills and purchase rewards. Whether teachers are in the classroom, 100% virtual, or moving to a hybrid learning environment, Digitability provides teachers with plug-and-play models to teach all of these skills with little training needed. Digitability skill areas are taught through an integrated model designed to build capacity incrementally based on a student's current levels and goals. Then, students put their new skills into practice with Digitability work simulations. Through Digitability's real-world work simulations, students are introduced to a wide range of employment pathways. These employment experiences are personalized to meet students where their current needs and interests are. The work simulation process begins by choosing and planning the project. For example, the class may start a coffee business, learn how to market YouTube videos, perform data entry, and more. Digitability's library of work simulations are created in collaboration with real-world employers. Each work simulation can also be customized based on existing partners within a school community, or a new employment partner introduced by family and friends. After choosing their work simulation project, students are then hired for jobs and begin practicing workplace behavior, managing tasks and earnings, using self-advocacy skills, self-regulation, interpreting feedback, and more. This all results in the development of individualized work-ready portfolios for every student. Each student portfolio includes an online profile that will help students explore employment interest and connect with potential employers. It also allows them to showcase their Digitability work experience. Through Digitability, every student graduates with project samples and develops and practices their talking points about these projects in preparation for the interview process. With a work-ready portfolio, we've been able to show that we can flip the employment statistic and increase employment opportunities for individuals with disabilities from the national statistic of 30% to 70%.
I'm getting ready for our first day of school. I couldn't be more excited. Of the 15 students I teach, 12 will be in person and 3 will be virtual. But Digitability is making it easier than ever to have resources for both situations. Because my students have completed Level 1, I am going to start the year with Work Simulation 1, building a website. Digitability makes this very convenient in that the digital supplementals have already been created and are ready for me to upload to Canvas or Google Classroom for my virtual students. For classroom collaboration, I will use Zoom breakout rooms to put virtual students together so they may work collaboratively to complete an activity by being able to talk in small groups and share screens. I have another ongoing work simulation that involves keeping track of orders and inventory for a local nonprofit that happens to also work with our school district. Through the Digitability curriculum, my students have learned how to use and navigate Google Forms, spreadsheets, and Gmail. Schools place orders with the nonprofit for supplies using a Google Sheet. My students take the orders from that sheet and enter them into a Google form provided by the nonprofit. As orders are placed, my Digitability students use an inventory sheet to manage an up-to-date accounting of in-stock supplies. My students also use Gmail to communicate with our schools on delivery and pickup times and provide customer service. All this work is done remotely for the nonprofit, which means it can be done in person at school or virtually by my students who are at home.
Phase 1 of a work simulation involves planning the project. In Phase 1, teachers and students brainstorm their project. Teachers can choose projects from low to high tech based on the needs of their students. Each Digitability lesson is anchored with a video. Creating a plan helps employees stay focused on important tasks, deadlines, and roles for collaboration. As an employee, you may need to create a personal plan for your job role. You may also need to collaborate with other employees to create a plan for a project. All of the resources needed for the delivery of a lesson plan, group activities, and independent work have already been created and differentiated for teachers to use in the classroom and in virtual environments.
We brought Digitability to Perkiomen Valley School District because of the topics, the relevancy of what Digitability brings to our school district. The great thing about the lessons is they were tailored to our students to meet their needs. It also worked on evidence-based practices for behavior, for prompting. It really increased our student engagement, which was great. Every student got something out of the program. And I would definitely recommend Digitability to any school district looking to expand their transition programming or having students get ready for whatever serves them after high school.
I've really loved using Digitability in my classroom because I have students on so many different cognitive levels, ability levels. I have students who are nonverbal, and then I have students who are on a 12th grade reading level. So this has offered me the opportunity to do this program with all of them, whether it's, they're able to verbally express or use PEX cards, write in their answers or trace their answers. All of my students have been able to participate actively.
Digitability has helped teachers and students create work simulations focused around existing partnerships or classroom businesses. For example, schools have created websites to support their coffee business and allow for online ordering. In virtual environments, we are working with schools to take those same themes and rework them to meet the online classroom. Now, prom dress drives become online fashion or textile shows and social promotion on Instagram. Coffee businesses promote virtual cafes. Retail stores create inventory projects. In this one example, students are working together to plan virtual cantinas with cooking shows.
Cooking shows.
Cooking shows. Good job, Emily.
Thank you.
Way to earn a participation dollar. So we'll have recipes, we'll have pictures, and we'll have cooking shows available on our website. So the next step in planning a website is deciding what we want the name of our website to be. And we're going to have to collaborate here because we can only have one name. So, does anyone have an idea for the name of our website?
Fortnite.
Fortnite? Well, so would someone coming to our website called Fortnite know that our website is about cooking? Okay, Tavin, share with us what you think the name of our website should be.
Cooking Tavin.
Okay, Cooking with Tavin.
Okay, Tavin. Go, Tavin.
Tavin, are you the only one that's developing the website, though?
No.
No, see, you've got a whole team behind you. So
Yeah.
How can we incorporate everybody?
With friends.
Cooking with friends.
Wow.
That's a great one. Who likes cooking with friends?
I like that one.
Okay, great. So we'll do that.
So
Cooking
that's
with
two
friends.
So far. Everybody raise their hand if they like that one.
So what is the URL of our website? So www. Good job, Emily. Cooking with friends.
Friends.com.
Cookingwithfriends.com. Good job, guys.
We're on fire, dude. We're on fire.
We are.
Do people visiting our website need to create an account to use our site? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
course, you have to.
Of course. So let's say we want them to create an account. Join how?
Join our lesson, cooking shows lesson.
Okay, so if you create an account, then maybe you can join us for a live lesson.
Yeah.
And that way we can control who can join us.
Mm-hmm.
And we would have to approve an account. Okay. Join a lesson. What else might you be able to do with an account?
Private information.
Can you repeat it, Emily?
Private information.
So maybe not private information. We're not going to do anything that needs to be private. What keywords would someone enter in the search field to find our site? So if someone went to Google and they were going to search us, what would they put in there to find our website?
Cooking lessons.
So cooking. They might type in cooking lessons to find us. They might just type in the word cooking.
Recipes.
Recipes, good job.
Recipes, ooh.
You guys are great at this.
Thinking outside of the box to prepare students for a wide range of jobs is important now that recruitment, employment, and support of people with disabilities is increasing. Digitability is connecting with organizations like Neurodiversity in the Workplace to remove bias from hiring, tap into neurodiverse talent, and unleash potential. Phase 2, getting to work. This is Deshawn, a Digitability graduate who is now working in a human resource office. Deshawn's high school had a community garden project. Digitability worked with the school's community partner to customize the work simulation and prepare students with skills needed to get a job in today's tech-driven economy. Deshawn and his classmates created a website to promote the garden and help sell the produce to the community. Deshawn was hired as inventory manager. In Deshawn's role, he learned how to create a Google spreadsheet and use it to organize the inventory, prices, and images for the site. Deshawn learned how to use the functions of Google Drive, Sheets, Slides, and Gmail to share information and collaborate in the cloud with his classmates. Digitability also taught Deshawn how to showcase his work-ready skills while developing his social and communication abilities for the workplace. This training helped Deshawn obtain employment. Today, he is recognized as a valued member of his team. It's important to understand the developmental journey of this Digitability graduate. When Deshawn started the Digitability program in the 9th grade, he had age-inappropriate behavior, using baby talk and making off-topic statements about fairy tale princesses. While he watched animated children's shows using online applications like YouTube, he didn't use the internet to connect with others, learn about new topics, or perform independent living tasks. In every Digitability lesson plan that came before the work simulation, students practiced communicating with their peers and exhibiting workplace behavior. This model is designed to promote skill generalization to problem solve, exhibit flexible thinking, interpret feedback, and more. In work simulations, students are hired for a specific job role that requires collaboration for success. You may receive training from your manager or from another employee. It is important to take notes and ask questions during your training. You know that employment training is when you are taught the new skills or processes that you will need to know to complete at work. In Digitability work simulations, Students complete a stand-up meeting every day, a common practice in tech companies, but also resembling a shift meeting in other industries. In a stand-up meeting, students answer 3 questions. What did I do yesterday? What will I do today? What barriers am I facing that I need to address?
Okay, for a participation dollar, what is the first question you need to ask yourself when preparing for stand-up? For a participation dollar, can I get Emily to answer that?
What task you did yesterday?
Great job, Emily. Way to earn your participation dollar. We're going to answer what we did yesterday. So, Emily, what did you do yesterday?
We learned about e-website or cooking.
Great job,
website.
Emily.
Good job, Emily.
At the end of each work session, students reflect on their experience and receive their performance reviews. There are 3 questions you can use to help you reflect on your job performance. Did you complete daily tasks on time? Do you communicate effectively with your coworkers? Did you follow workplace processes to complete tasks? Phase 3, Demo Day. Work simulation projects are designed to develop a work-ready portfolio and increase employment outcomes by teaching students how to showcase their skills. Students will use this opportunity to showcase their newly honed skills, developed through a variety of opportunities, such as volunteer experience.
I have a problem with the chapstick because I can't tell if it's a regular and tinted. Solutions. I collaborate with the team and I update item descriptions. And this chapstick, there's regular and there's tinted. I can't distinguish between the other 2 are. Skills I learned. I manage inventory using a Google Sheet and strong knowledge of Google applications. For example, Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, and Gmail. Thank you for all your listening, and any questions? Yes?
Eddie, why do you use Google instead of something else to keep track of everything? What?
Because I for the project manager, but I put a bunch of numbers and there's how many we got items and yeah.
My role is the content manager to pack items, manage emails, with production on making sure orders are filled, and collaborate with the team. For example, emails, check, compose, and send all emails. Coordinates with production on making sure orders are filled.
This is Mary in the Fed office. I'm
Of course, have a lot of emails.
Christine Dickinson. If she could come to the special ed office,
My
please.
solution is to pay attention. Skills learned, writing emails, communicating, know how to use Google applications, for example. Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, and Gmail. Thanks. Any questions?
I have a question. Hey, Matthew, who are you sending emails to?
The schools?
And how many schools do you email?
6.
And those are the Giving the Basic schools?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you name a couple?
I just sent it.
Yeah.
Like Overland Trail Elementary, BVN, BN, Overland.
Great.
And Middle.
Great. See if anybody else has a question.
Does anyone have a question?
School-based electives such as culinary programs, community-based instruction, like a garden project.
Here's all the information. If you want, you can put it all in the email. Put it all in the orange box.
And what will happen?
You send email.
A particular topic of interest, such as a love for animals, linked to the possible employment path of the zoo.
Hello everyone, my name is Marcus Johnson, and I'm here to tell you about what do I know about mammals. Some mammals can hunt, play, and swim, climb, and some don't fly.
Students with limited verbal ability can participate with modified instruction using their AAC device or Digitability print-ready and virtual differentiated resources, such as image exchange cards for each lesson.
Lion, elephants, and zebra. All of that, man.
The teachers, who are now the executive team, provide critical feedback that students will then interpret and apply to their next demonstration as they continue to build their resumes and portfolios.
In spelling and grammar, you've earned $3. There are 1 to 3 errors in spelling, punctuation, or grammar in the final draft of the website. Your next step is to work with a partner to find and correct all spelling and grammar.
This is also linked to Digitability's performance review meetings facilitated by teachers and/or support staff. Once students have learned to reflect and report on their work experience, they apply what they have learned to showcase their abilities through their portfolio. Next, they will prepare to seek employment and practice their interviewing skills. Phase 4. Showcasing your work-ready portfolio to employers. Through Digitability's Google Template Gallery, teachers have access to all of the necessary templates students need to create their portfolios, including low, mid, or high-tech resources. Once students practice showcasing and reflecting in order to develop their portfolio, they can begin the job-seeking and interview process. You can share your portfolio with employers to showcase your work experience. You can share your portfolio by uploading it to the internet and sharing a link. You may share a link to a website, a PDF file, video, and more. In the 4th phase of the work simulation, students will need to apply for a different position in the same company. Congratulations! You have a job interview. You will need to communicate with the employer to ask questions. With the use of Digitability's differentiated resources and supports, students will be adequately prepared to participate in a real-world interview. Students will update their resumes and professional bios in preparation for the interview process. Since students will have a wide range of support needs, Digitability Work-Ready portfolios include a self-advocacy plan. This prepares students with a plan for auditory processing needs, expressive language, sensory processing, self-regulation, and more. Portfolios also grow with the student throughout their participation in Digitability. This is Michael, a middle school student receiving services in Autistic Support Classroom. Michael has always loved Sonic the Hedgehog and drawing pictures of Sonic and the other characters. However, Michael did not want anyone to see his work, and when asked, he might have had an emotional meltdown. Michael was working on a variety of educational goals, including social skills and communication. With Digitability, Michael's classroom developed a variety of digital literacy skills. His interest in Sonic was expressed through work simulation projects. Michael used Google Slides to create a presentation describing his process of designing Sonic animations. At the same time, Michael was being awarded Digitability Social Economy dollars when he exhibited new social and communication skills. This increased his motivation to share his work. Michael eventually was able to present his Digitability work simulation not only to his class, but to a room full of more than 100 people. Michael already has ambitions to become a video game designer. When students have an opportunity to explore and evaluate their skills and interests, their employment focus can be targeted. As teachers are working hard to figure out how to transition their instruction to these new environments, Digitability assigns a year-long implementation coach to help plan and support their virtual, hybrid, and in-person instruction. Implementation coaches assist teachers in creating a facilitation plan, implementing evidence-based practices, earning rewards through our professional development, navigating tech and lesson resources, planning and customizing their work simulation projects. Our Digitability team is here to help package student portfolios and host them on our website, making them available long after they exit their education program. As families are also working to support at-home education, Digitability provides family guides to support and reinforce transition training for their learner. Teachers and families can collaborate using Digitability Google Doc templates and with our new online banking system. To access and receive updates on new work-ready programming, features, and partnerships, sign up for our newsletter by visiting our website at digitability.com and clicking on Newsletter from the menu bar. Digitability will email all participants this webinar archive, as well as additional program overview resources. If your school is not yet participating in the Digitability program, feel free to share our program materials. Thank you for joining Digitability. We love feedback and use it to create stronger programming for our communities. We look forward to answering your questions. You can use the chat features on this YouTube page to submit your questions.
Hi everyone, this is Michelle with Digitability. Thank you so much for attending today. We hope it was helpful in understanding a little bit more about how we can deliver work-ready training in virtual and hybrid environments. We are happy to answer your questions. Please use the chat on this page for your questions. And I am just opening that now, so I'll be able to see them. While we're just kind of waiting, I will go over a few questions that came up in the last session. The first question was, what kind of work simulations does Digitability include? So All of the work simulations in the Digitability program can be customized based on school partners, like their community-based instruction programs or their CBI programs. Then, as we're working with those partners, we're able to help students capture that experience, whether they've already been in the community or if they're preparing to go into some of those partnerships. Another thing we did that you saw with Dana's classroom with Giving the Basics is taking what the tasks are at that company, thinking a little bit outside of the box to create some work-ready programming and develop some job skills that can be done virtually. And so she talked about her students managing inventory using the Google Sheets that Digitability taught students how to use, using forms, communicating with the other schools, and even scheduling deliveries. And you also saw some of the students presenting their roles in that project, which is how we help students prepare for interviews. They learn how to speak about their work, and then we go the extra step of helping create these tangible digital assets, whether it's a low-tech PDF, a kind of mid-tech Google Slides presentation, or an all-out website. And then we host those projects on our website so that students will always have the ability to go back and showcase their projects to a potential employer. So Jim, thank you for your question and compliment. Jim says, thank you, great program. What do students do with the dollars? Great question. So as students are earning dollars when they exhibit appropriate or workplace behaviors that make them successful, they will also spend dollars on behaviors that can be perceived as problematic. And that's to develop self-regulation and self-advocacy. And if anybody is curious about learning more about that, please let me know in the question in the chat. So with those dollars, they pay bills. The bills can be designed by the teacher. We also have kind of a bank of different types of bills that our teachers use in their classrooms. And then we have some guidance on how you might want to charge them in terms of fees and deadlines. Then students can purchase rewards with their earnings. So when I was a teacher, for example, I charged per minute for YouTube time. And what that did was, one, it taught self-regulation. And in terms of the financial literacy component, they have to start to determine what their finances look like. How many minutes can I spend on YouTube today or this week, knowing that I have bills due on the 1st, or maybe I'm saving for a reward that costs a little bit more money. So if you were in the classroom, that might be a pizza party or a game day. It could be something linked to their IEP goals as a reward, or it could be something that you collaborate with parents. So you would just kind of set that up as a preferred activity. So maybe at home, it's watching a certain movie, it's going out with a friend, whatever that looks like in today's climate. We are launching a new online banking system. So as students are earning and spending dollars, they'll be able to log in to their account, see what their total balance is, set up their savings account, pay their bills, and request to purchase rewards. On the teacher side, the teachers with this dollar information, those dollars translate to specific behaviors. So you'll start to see trends on an increase in engagement, an increase on a student's ability to attend to a task, or a student's ability to self-regulate based on, are the dollars they're spending on interruptions or being off task and offline directions, are they decreasing over time? So again, I see another question from Missy. Is this license-based or individual grade level based? So in terms of, I think, and Missy, if you want to clarify, are you asking if it's like speech therapist, like licensed teacher, or individual grade level based? If you want to clarify, I'll go with what I think based on those two topics. Digitability implements their program in terms of grade level from middle school, high school, 18 to 21 programs, and then outside of the school district setting, adult programming. The program is designed to meet students at their current levels and build capacity incrementally. So every single lesson plan, oh, I see clarification. So every single lesson plan is differentiated. So teachers have guidance on how to differentiate in every single lesson plan and resources linked to that differentiation. So Missy, thank you for clarifying. So the way that we typically license our model depends on the size of the district and how many classrooms you ultimately want to serve. What we sort of frame that as initially is what we call classroom license. So generally in a classroom, let's say an autism classroom, a life skills classroom, you'll see a lead teacher, support staff. You'll see push-in services like speech therapist, OTs, behavior therapist. Sometimes there's job coaches that collaborate. We include everybody in that license. So what that means is the teacher is officially licensed with the online account. All of those support staff members receive the training and also have access to specific resources based on their role. So for example, a speech therapist might utilize social games or some of those activities designed to develop expressive and receptive language, while a job coach might use some of our performance reviews materials to specifically work with those individual students on what their self-regulation needs, how to reinforce their strengths, or how to use some of our interview prep resources for a real-world opportunity. If you have a larger district, then we look at sort of a package that makes the most sense for you, depending on your needs. And all of our licensing is one complete package. So your one-on-one year-long coach is included, all of the lesson plans and curriculum and the Google template gallery are included, all of the family resources are included, and all of those customized work simulations that are based on your partnerships are also included. The only thing that would be sort of a la carte are additional virtual professional development opportunities. So a lot of our professional development is already embedded in the original licensing by way of a teacher reward program. So teachers are able to, every month, demonstrate mastery over an evidence-based practice and how that's impacting their students. And as a result, they earn a gift card. Now, we will also, as we're kind of collecting that evidence, communicate it to showcase to administrators the progress that teachers are making, sort of the return on investment for their district. And so that's the professional development that's embedded. The additional resources that you can purchase are, the one we really recommend is purchasing an additional hour and a half with your coach. That's up to 5 teachers. You can also bring in your community-based instruction partners, and that's where we really brainstorm and solidify the customizations around your work simulation. The second virtual PD opportunity is what we call in-classroom coaching. So we could even sit in on a virtual lesson. We previously did this, by going into the classroom for larger districts, but we're no longer doing that. And then what we do in that process is we just observe the teacher, understanding their teaching style, their student-specific needs, what evidence-based practices they're already using to meet their needs, and kind of communicate that to teachers, because sometimes they're doing it intuitively and they don't recognize that that's a practice. And then we also identify what other evidence-based practices would be useful for this teacher to focus on given some of the needs we see in that classroom. So that's an additional option. And just depending on, the teacher's rate of progress, some teachers will hit the ground running with this program with little assistance. Other teachers will need more check-ins with their coach. And then there may be teachers who, for whatever reason, they're intimidated by tech, they're not as familiar with evidence-based practices, they're just not intuitive, or they haven't had formal training, or they're just, overwhelmed and trying to figure out how to fit this into their teaching style or implementation model. And that's why we assign those one-on-one coaches. So no matter what sort of level the teacher is at in their progress, the goal is to kind of modify their support so that they're getting more comfortable and really maximizing the value of the program so that students are meeting their IEP goals and their work-ready outcomes. So that was the longer answer, but I hope that was helpful. And thank you again for the questions and for clarifying, Missy. And so if you're interested in learning more about any of our work ready, our upcoming online banking, customization for CBI, you can contact us through our website. And I think we might have posted that link, but we can go ahead and post that again. And if anybody's having trouble viewing the chat, the link is at digitability.com/contact, and those contact forms are embedded throughout the site. So if you just go to our website at digitability.com, you'll be able to access a form on any of those pages as you're exploring our materials. And thank you again for all of your questions. I see that it is about 11 o'clock now. So again, feel free if you have some last questions you'd like to ask while we're in this live session. And again, you can always reach out. We will send out this recording sometime next week, so everybody has a copy. You're welcome to share it. And then if you've signed up for our newsletter, we'll be doing a few things. We'll sort of be sharing the cliff notes of this presentation in a couple different segments. So if there's some team members who would be really interested in learning more, but sitting down for 45 minutes is difficult, we'll have some short sort of sonnets of this presentation. The other ongoing kind of series that we'll be sharing is following that teacher, Dana, throughout her hybrid instruction as she's implementing work simulation projects. So that'll be a new mini-series that we've sort of started and launched an intro, but we'll be updating through our newsletter and sharing more content throughout the school year. And Jim said thank you so much, and you are very welcome. And thank you, Jim, for just being engaged and joining us today and for your questions. Okay, and I hope everybody has a good week. I don't know why, but it feels like it should be closer to the weekend. And again, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.